So in Spark data frame, we can do df dot show always, right?
Yeah. Always you can do it.
And in when we cannot do this with pandas data frame.
Yeah, you if you have a Spark in a script, right? Think that you have a Python script
Mm-hmm.
where you have all the code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are not working on Databricks. You have a Python script.
Mm-hmm.
There you cannot use display, but you can use data frame.show.
Come again. Can you repeat again once again?
So the if you are having a Python code where you have
Mm-hmm.
written Spark code and everything is packed in a Python file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a script file.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to run that in the server.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that situation you cannot use display. You have to use only show
Okay. Mm-hmm.
because display works only on Databricks environment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're working on Databricks, then you can use display. Otherwise, you can use data frame.show.
In case of Spark.
Yeah, in case of Spark.
And in case of Panda data frame, I can write like show will work or show will not work.
Show will not work. Show will not work.
Okay, so for pandas, it's just like we need to write df
Just
only.
data frame. Yeah, print data frame or the data frame.
Mm, okay.
Print data frame will print the data frame in text format. If you give
Mm,
the data frame,
mm,
it will print in a like readable format. That's the difference.
mm.
You can go
If
to that other notebook and then do print data frame. You'll see the difference. Yeah, you can just give print df. So can you see the difference? The above one and below. See how the above one is in a rich look, right?
mm,
The below one, it's in text format. It's
mm,
printed the text. Actually.
okay.
That's the difference.
Mm.
So, so at present, you have two data frames, right? One is Pandas data frame, another is Spark data frame, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Let us convert Spark data frame to Pandas, Pandas data frame to Spark. That
Mm.
also will do.
Mm. So I need to, so when this particular data frame, if I want to convert this data frame into
Pandas, you can just
pandas,
put
two pandas.
two Pandas. That's it.
Mm, yeah. So we are changing this pa- dot to pandas. This is how I we write, right?
Yeah. You can give bracket and then assign it to one PDF equals to df dot pandas.
What should I write?
No, this you can leave it empty. That is an empty bracket.
Okay. And then
Okay. In the
mm,
front, you can assign it to a variable. So that is the pandas variable. PDF equals to.
mm. I need to import pandas, right? Or no?
No, you don't have to do it.
So
P is caps here. P is caps.
mm,
You can just give PDF in the next line.
mm.
Okay, so that data frame is converted into pandas data frame.
Now what's the difference between this, and in which case we should do this?
So think that you are working on a machine learning model,
Hmm.
or you are working on a MATLAB or Plotlib library, which accepts only data frame,
Hmm.
Pandas data frame, which cannot
Hmm.
work on Spark data frame.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're going to plot some graph using that.
Hmm.
So what we will do is we will get a Spark data frame, filter
Hmm.
out data, and the data will be minimal. We cannot take a 10 million and use that framework, right? It will not work. It will fail.
Hmm.
That data should be minimal. Then only I can convert it into Pandas data. I have a data, let's just like 10,000 record, then I can use Pandas data.
Hmm.
So that I can convert it. So what will happen in the backend is the distributed collection is converted into a serialized in a single machine. So the data is collected back to single machine.
Hmm. Okay, so
Okay.
it's
So,
like the library. Suppose what are the libraries in which we use generally to pandas thing?
so for if you're doing machine learning, everything
Hmm.
works on Pandas. Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, all this thing uses Pandas. Again, if you're going to use like plotting the data, right?
Hmm.
Matplotlib,
Hmm.
or there are a lot of plotting libraries.
Hmm.
So for Pandas is used for data analysis, right? So they
Hmm.
plot and then they see the sample data, how it is like visualized, all this thing. So
Hmm.
visualization, there is like Pandas they use a lot,
Hmm.
especially on the data science area.
Hmm. Okay. So suppose if there is no plot, for example, so in data science area, suppose they want to
Yeah,
train the model and all of that. For that also they use the PySpark data frame, right?
yeah. They use. We will convert it into Pandas data frame and give it to you.
Sorry, I haven't understood you.
So think that a machine learning model is there. Take
Hmm.
scikit-learn or
Hmm.
TensorFlow, anything.
Hmm.
Okay, that will accept only Pandas data frame.
Hmm. Hmm.
Scikit-learn or TensorFlow, you cannot give a Spark data frame and ask that to that method will accept only Pandas data.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so you have to convert it into Pandas, then you will give it to that framework and that will process and give you this.
Hmm. Okay. And suppose we are using ML flow and all of that. For that, we can use Spark data frame
ML flow,
or XGBoost model.
yeah, if you are using Spark mlib, right, then you can use Spark data frame itself.
Hmm. Okay. Okay,
Spark mlib is a library which uses the Spark data frame itself to do machine learning activity.
Hmm.
But the scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras, lot
Hmm.
of libraries which were are meant uh, it's meant for uh, Pandas data frame. You cannot use that with Spark data.
Hmm. Okay. And when to convert from pandas to suppose you directly always read it in Spark data frame only, right? So when the conversion will happen, like why when you will read it in the pandas, but then convert to PySpark.
Again, so there can be a scenario where I'm getting data
Hmm.
and then I'm converting in that data, predicting some output using machine learning, and the output came as a data frame, Pandas data.
Hmm.
Now I wanted to convert it into Spark data frame and join with a different data set.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
so that I'll convert it into Spark data frame.
Hmm.
Then I can join with any other data set.
Hmm. Okay. So here, what should I write for that?
Yeah. So first is you need to create Spark session. Uh, so Spark session we have it there, right? That one line can have it. Yeah, that's two lines.
And
First
why
two
we
lines.
write PySpark.sql import Spark session? Like,
Uh,
so in the PySpark, there is a SQL library, and like, why do we write like this?
so the Spark session
Hmm.
is part of uh, the PySpark SQL model. That's why we are taking it from there.
Hmm. So Spark, so suppose Spark is the terminology for like PySpark and also Spark SQL, right? So why write PySpark.SQL? It's like it's mainly from
So
PySpark.
you see this URL, right? Let me give you the URL. Then go to this URL. So this is the documentation for PySpark. If you see, pyspark.sql has all the Spark session, data frame, column, row, all these classes.
Hmm.
Okay, so we are using that Spark session for creating the session object, Spark
Hmm.
object.
Hmm.
That's why we are importing that class first.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm.
So that's the main entry point.
Hmm.
So using that session object only, we can create other elements. Actually.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Understood.
So this documentation, you can always refer it to understand different APIs, and then whatever thing you want, we'll understand.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
So let us, can you go and create the Spark session in that Pandas?
Hmm. Hmm. And then I need to write this as well.
Yeah, so Spark dot create data frame, and then in the bracket you need to give Pandas
No,
data.
do I need to write this or no?
Yeah, that you need to write. That's the way of creating your Spark session.
So what is this? Like suppose when we imported a Spark session means we imported we want so first command means what and second command means what? Like
So he,
yeah.
so the thing is, Spark session is a class,
Hmm.
okay, which holds the Spark container.
Hmm.
Okay, inside the container, you can create RDDs, data frame. So all the Spark objects you can create.
Hmm.
So first I need to create the container.
Hmm.
For that, I'm using Spark session.
Hmm.
So that container, we are giving a name. So
Hmm.
this container, we are giving the configuration.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's why Spark session dot builder. Spark session is the class.
Hmm.
Builder dot app name, and then the master is we are asking to run it locally,
Hmm.
and dot get create will create a session for that. So once the
Hmm.
session is created, that we are naming it as Spark. So that is the actual session what created for the content.
So
So
inside
using
that
this,
container we are creating an application which demo one can be anything, but
yeah,
then the master dot local means locally want to create it.
yeah, we are running it locally.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So what should I
So
write after that? So yeah.
when you are running it in Databricks, right? This session
Hmm.
will be created in Databricks. So
Hmm.
we will not run. We will have the Spark object
Hmm.
directly from Databricks, and
Hmm.
that is running in a cluster.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, here as we don't have the cluster, we are running in local.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so next line I just sent you. You can use the next line. Spark dot create data frame. In the bracket, you need to give the pandas. See the pandas data frame name. It's PDF or yeah, DF. It's just DF.
And also suppose when we change, suppose this particular notebook until unless if I don't close it, I need, I don't need to run it again, right?
Yeah, this will be until you kill the notebook. It will be running in the back.
Hmm.
The
Kill
the
the notebook
container will
means
be there.
from where I can kill it.
You can click on the Jupyter icon. You can save this.
Mm.
Just click on the save icon, the first one.
Here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah, that's a save. You can click on the Jupyter icon.
Here.
Yeah, running. Can you see the running one?
Mm.
So all these notebooks, the kernels are running.
Mm. Okay. Mm.
Okay, that means when the kernel is running and you have started Spark session, till
Mm.
you kill the kernel, the Spark session will be running,
Mm. Mm.
and it will be using memory also. Sometimes what will happen is when we are running all the code, right?
Mm.
The RAM memory will be full, and
Mm.
we may get memory exception.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
So what I used to do is I'll kill the few kernels. I'll kill for few notebooks.
Mm. Mm. What's this?
Uh, so what is error it says? I think it was not able to convert. There are few double type. You see in the data,
Mm.
it was not able to convert that, so it wrote error. Can you come down? See what is there?
Cannot able to merge double type and string type.
Let us do one thing. Let
Mm.
us take few columns and then first convert it. Then we will convert the entire columns.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, so from df, I will
You can use,
df equals to df in bracket, something like this we write, right?
yeah, I'll give that. So I sent you a comment. So in Pandas, we have LOC,
Mm.
ILOC.
Mm.
Okay, so this method helps us to get cell value section.
In Spark, we generally write, suppose if I want to select two column, I can just specify the column without mentioning this LOC, right? In Spark, LOC doesn't work, right?
Yeah, yeah. In Spark, LOC doesn't work. This is specific to Pandas. Here, we still have not gone to Spark, right? We are having Pandas data frame.
Mm.
That data frame has some data issue, so
Mm.
we are not able to convert it to Spark itself so far.
So this is like taking the whole column, right? This one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is you are mentioning I want to take this two column, right?
Correct. Taking only these two columns, create a new data frame called df2. Now we
Mm.
can specify df2 here, and then you can give spark df dot show, because that's Spark data frame, right? So we can.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, so So what we did is in the LOC, we said starting column is this and ending column is that.
Mm.
Between that, we got all the columns.
Okay, we said starting column is this, ending column this, but if you want to select only those two columns, then you will write name comma column, or how do you write it in that case?
So that you can give like
Okay, anyways, I can search for it if you
comma.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can give something like. One second, I'll tell you. Instead of colon, right? You can give comma.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Oh,
Okay, anyways, no worries. We can check this together, no problem. I will check it, okay?
yeah.
Hmm.
It should be array of column. That
Yeah.
one, right? Like it should be array of column.
Hmm. Okay.
That the two columns you gave, right? That
Hmm.
should be array.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, you're trying that, or we'll move on to
No,
next.
no, we will move on. We'll try this later. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So so far, like you are able to read data from a CSV using Pandas and using Spark.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So next is we will do same. Think that you have a MySQL database. You want to read it from Pandas. You want to read it from Spark. Both
Sorry,
you will
come
do.
again.
So you have a MySQL RDBMS database.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the data we want to read it using Spark, and also you want to read it using Pandas.
From that database, right?
Yeah, database.
Okay. Hmm. So we will use some sort of like connector, JDBC and all of that connector for that.
Correct, correct. So you can save this notebook, whatever the notebooks you're working, right? You can save it.
Hmm. Hmm.
You can name it and then okay. So I just sent you a code for reading the data using Pandas. Pandas, you can read MySQL. Okay, so if you see here what we did, we used MySQL connected here.
Hmm.
So we got the username, password, host detail, port, all this data.
Hmm.
Okay, this is the username and password for connecting to that particular database.
Hmm.
And then here we are using pd dot read SQL, and that's our query, and that's our connection. So we are able to
Mm.
get the data as a data frame.
Mm. So here there is no IP address. Mm, it's a local MySQL. Suppose you have given the host,
Yeah.
but like my IP address from where I am hitting this MySQL, that we don't need to give. It's like all the IP allowed in that MySQL.
So that from this machine,
Mm.
from to communicate with that machine, it should be in the same network, and the port should be open. If it is there in the in the cloud, you can access it.
So port, suppose
Okay.
generally we give this IP is allowed, right? So
So
this
think
IP,
that
yeah, yeah.
think that you are running this data in a different machine,
Mm.
and that machine port is open for you to
Open
access
for
it.
all the URL, open all the URL kind of, right?
Yeah, for all the machines or
Mm.
specific machine also. So from this
Okay.
machine,
Mm.
if so for this machine, if it is open, you can access it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it is that machine is closed and for specific machine only they allow, then you cannot access the data.
Mm. Okay. And suppose if I want
Uh,
to connect the normal SQL server, then it should be the like SQL connector or some sort of like other code I need to use in that case.
SQL server, right? You are saying about
Yeah.
that. I'll give the code for that also. So the here we have used MySQL connector, right? The connector will change, but
Mm.
everything other thing will be same.
Mm. And
That is nothing but
suppose this host and what we generally if you can help me to understand what does like username password we get it. Host is what, and then port, what we mean by port? Like whenever we give the port information, what does it mean actually technically?
normally uh, database, right?
Hmm.
Let me. So, do you have any client tool in your machine? Like any client tool to connect to MySQL database?
No, 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 I don't have any.
You don't have it, right? I'll give you a URL and just download that. So this one you can download the community version. Windows installer is there, right? You can see, yeah.
It's not a big thing, right?
Yeah, it's just a client tool actually. So you can connect to multiple database from this tool. That's it. Java based tool. Now cancel this one because already you installed.
What should I search now?
DB viewer and DB. Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
It's like a remote desktop connection, or what is this?
No, no, no. It's like a tool
Tool.
you can connect to database. Actually.
So
It's
just
a
like
client tool.
SSMS, right? SSMS.
Yeah, SSMS kind of that.
Mm. So can you connect to your cloud SQL server as well from this DB here?
Yeah, if the port is open, then you can connect it. So if that port is available
Mm.
for to be accessible from external systems, right?
Mm.
Sometimes they may restrict it.
Mm.
If it is open, then you can access.
So currently, like the databases, the MySQL and anything which you're giving me, it's made in which cloud right now?
It's a VPS DIAM. It's a
Which cloud? Sorry. Hello, I lost you. Hello, hello. I'm not able to hear you. Hello, hello.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yes. Hello, hello.
Hello, Abhishek.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. Are you able to hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Is my voice clear?
Yeah, yeah. It's now I'm able to hear you. Yes.
So can you do a new connection here?
Here, right?
Click right click and then give a new connection. Yeah,
Here, right? Yes.
yeah, that's right. Uh,
I guess
Close
it's
that.
for the query, right? Okay.
Yeah, database connection.
Uh, Database here. Okay, new
Yeah, new
database.
database. Yeah. So here, if you see, we have all the connections, right? You can select MySQL, and then it may ask for the host name and then port database. So which is already there. You can see the notebook. We have all the information. So host is the port number. The URL is the server host is instead of local host, you need to give the IP.
This, right?
Yeah. No, no, no. The server host is there, right? The next one, the that should be the IP.
Mm, sorry, I'm not able to. Here, what should I give here?
Can you close it and then come back again? That URL you don't have to give it. New database, MySQL.
Mm.
So URL you can ignore it. Just give the host name alone. No,
But where?
click on the host. Click on the
Hmm.
host.
Hmm.
Instead of local host, give the IP.
Local host means here, right? Here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, give the IP. So uh, and then the port, right? You can give the port. 5340 is the.
Hmm. Done. Is it connecting?
Yeah, you need to give download. Download. Click on the download. First, it needs the driver, right? So it's okay. Can give okay.
It's not connecting for this user.
I think you need to copy that star also. You did not copy the star in the password, right? You need to copy from star. Yeah,
So you said which cloud it is actually? Which cloud it is? Which we are accessing? Sorry,
it's a VPS Dyn. It provides only Linux machines. Okay, in the Linux machine, I have VPS Dyn. I'll give the word. Dyn.
VP D Dime.
DIME. Yeah.
Okay, okay, VPS Dime. So it is it chargeable or like you can create it?
Yeah, it's chargeable. They charge you like monthly basis.
How much it charge you
I use like 12 GB machine. They charge me $14 per month.
per month?
Yeah, yeah. It's cheaper cloud. If you take Azure or AWS, its cost is more. So this is one cheaper one, and
Mm-hmm.
monthly wise cost, so it's manageable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for development, this will be easier. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So on the Linux machine, we have all the database.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Okay.
then Spark we have.
Is it
Okay,
made right? This is made right?
yeah,
Connected.
yeah, connection is done. Now we can finish.
Mm.
Now you can see the database and the tables there. Okay, so we have a lot of data there. So same data we are accessing from the pandas.
Now, I have a question. So suppose this particular um, database is installed in Linux machine, means you cannot go to the database and see where it is installed because it's a Linux. But you can anyways connect it from outside and then you can make the tables inside that, right?
Correct, correct. So what they
Mm.
did is it's a storage. Linux is a storage system, right? Which stores the data and
Just
it
like
takes
we have this Windows operating system, so we have a Linux operating system for that machine, and then there we can store
yeah,
the database, create the database. Okay.
create a database, and
Mm.
that database you can allow it publicly. Can anyone can access it with the username, password, and then port number.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that they you can access the data using that port, and then you can do SQL on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay.
Okay, so it's like I think that uh, even SQL server. Let
Mm.
me start SQL server also, so you can.
Let us do SQL Server later, not now. Let us complete this. So we have connected to. So now you can see the data of MySQL, right? Whatever the data we have in Pandas, can you see? And then in the client tool, you can see the same data, right?
Hmm.
Can you create a notebook and then from Spark you can try to load the same data?
So I will now.
Can create a new notebook and then
Now, suppose if I want to run the same command in Databricks Community Edition, I can do it, right?
yeah, you can do it.
Because I need to give the same thing and it will be connected, right? Okay. I need to again import this Spark session, है
Yeah, yeah. So while doing that, we will add the driver. So I just sent you a code, so you can use that. Because we are going to connect to MySQL, right?
Mm.
MySQL need a driver action, a connector. So that you need to give it to Spark, then only it will work. So if you can see here, MySQL connector is the one which we are using.
So this one I can remove now. This is not needed.
Yeah, that is not real.
So it's how do I understand it? This is not needed now. This is unneeded. Like
Now,
so.
if you see both are same code, it's nothing but you're creating a Spark session.
Mm,
Here we have added only config.
mm,
The app name is there in both the places. Only the config is the new one which we added.
this one, right?
Yeah, jar.
And this can
So,
be added after, like later as well. Like suppose if I run this and after that as well, I can do it, right? Or no, I cannot do it.
so you can do it to the context we need to that to the container.
Mm. So I should remove this now
Yeah, you can remove that.
and run it again, right?
Run it again. Go to kernel, restart the kernel and run it again. At the top you have kernel, right? Restart and clear out. So each database, right, has their own connector. So if you are going to use uh, SQL Server, you will have a different driver. Uh, if you're going to use Snowflake, it will have a separate, different driver. Like that, each has a separate jar file, which we need to use. It.
Mm.
So next step is I gave a code. You can use that code for the MySQL.
Mm.
So if you see here what we are doing, like spark.read.jdbc. So we are going to use the JDBC and then read the URL
Mm.
with the connection details. So
Mm.
here the properties is the connection details. As we already have the driver, that is jar, this will work. If you don't have the jar, you will get a error here.
So this jar contains your JDBC connector.
Yeah, if you come down in the properties, right,
Mm.
you can see the driver com.mysql JDBC driver, right?
Mm.
That is the
So suppose if you want to use ODBC connector, then also you write it over here only.
no ODBC driver will not work because here the communication happens through JDBC. So here spark.read.jdbc, right? So you are
Yeah, yeah,
using
but
JDBC.
I'm saying either you can use JDBC or you can use ODBC, right? So sometimes if I want to use ODBC, I that ODBC for ODBC will be also present in my SQL connector only.
Yeah, it will be connected here.
And suppose if I'm connecting to my MS SQL, then here I will import MS SQL connector. Inside that I will use
Correct.
JDBC.
Yeah, correct.
So this uh, means we are saying that, hey MySQL, these are the connector. Like we want to import all of the connector which you have, and then we are calling the connector which we want. Is it's
Yeah.
like that?
So, like to communicate with the MySQL, right?
Mm,
They are saying use my driver and communicate with me. So MySQL is the database, and
mm,
to connect to MySQL, you need to use their driver, and only you can connect. So from Spark,
mm.
we are using their driver and communicating with MySQL.
And JDBC is what? Connector.
JDBC is a protocol for connecting any RDBMS database.
The way we connect.
Yeah,
Like protocol means the way we want to connect.
yeah. So you can see the API, right? Spark.read.jdbc. So this JDBC, it can connect to SQL Server or
Mm,
Postgres,
mm,
or it can connect to Snowflake also. Everything
mm.
will use the same spark.read.jdbc, but the driver will change. So I need to use a different driver for different database.
So here, so driver means MySQL connector is a driver. This is a driver.
It's a driver to connect to the particular MySQL database.
Okay.
Without driver, you cannot connect to the database.
Mm, okay.
So it's integration, right? From Spark is
Mm,
a different system, and
mm,
MySQL is a different system. To fetch the data from that system, you need a driver.
mm,
So using
okay.
that driver only, you can communicate.
Mm,
Okay, so in Pandas also we used a driver.
mm,
So we use a driver, and then we fetch the data. And
mm,
Spark also we have used a driver and fetch the data.
mm,
Okay. So what we did is now our source is MySQL system, a RDBS system here. So we are able to read from the source and then get the data as a data.
mm. Yeah.
Okay. So what we are trying to do is collect data from different data source, then build the transformation.
Mm, yeah.
Already we are able to read from CSV. Now we are able to read from a RDBMS also.
Mm,
So next we will work on transformations.
mm,
We'll do ETL stuff, everything on next step.
mm, yeah.
So do you have Azure account, dev account or something?
I do have the community edition account and then a normal pay as you go account which I have, which I use actually.
Because that pay you as you go, right? That they may charge us a lot of money. That's
So
why like
I can use the community edition account, but here like
uh,
uh,
from
there will be only driver for 14 GB or something driver will be there.
yeah, and we may not have different uh, yeah, like let us use that also community version, and then we will use Databricks also. Parallelly, we will use that.
Yeah. Okay. So whenever you want to do, yeah. So you have seen, must have seen this, right? So this,
Yeah.
I have this, and then I have a normal database account. So suppose if I want to do some sort of small processing, I just use it there, and then I cannot use my company's laptop that is there. Like I do have that account as well in which I can practice
Don't have to
anyways.
use that. Let us use this only, and
Mm.
then we will try to do.
Yeah. So in my company, I cannot do anything. So in India, it was possible to do anything which I want to do, but here it's not possible. I cannot do anything here. So
Yeah.
they have all the
That's,
policy. If I connect to any database, they will know immediately
yeah.
actually. So this is the account which I have over here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we'll continue on Thursday then. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I'm going to office. We'll connect on Thursday.
Yeah, sure.
And
So
also
now,
send me your this detail, the account detail. We'll send you money.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Now you have notebook access, right? So, uh, and then you can write Spark code also there. Okay. So
Hmm.
what you can start is you are able to read CSV, and then you are
Hmm.
able to read data from MySQL.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, you can uh, try to like play with the data sets,
Yeah. Okay.
so that we will keep adding more scenarios, and then we will keep doing a lot of things on the notebook itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I will
Okay.
try to run this in the community edition account as well.
Yeah, you can try to do it.
Okay.
Same thing, you can try to do that.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
Bye.
See you then. Bye.